What's up, what's up? It's your boy Ing Vendetta. Cup of joy in my hand. Again, Godiva, thank you for sponsoring this video. You guys know I'm joking, right? Like, I don't got no sponsor. Fuck that. I'm at 127, 229 today. Follower. Hell yeah. Today's gonna be episode number of Kenny vs. Spenny, of course. Favorite show ever. It's gonna be episode 14 of season 1, which is who can put on the better concert. So again, this is fucking phenomenal. And I said it multiple times, right? I'm gonna have to repeat myself. I'm sorry. I am so sorry. I'm a Kenny fan. I'm a big Kenny fan. I think Kenny influenced a lot of things I did in life. Kenny influenced me to this day to be the person I am today. But there's a difference between watching the show and reviewing the show. When I'm reviewing the show, I have to say Spenny did really good. Spenny did some audition. Okay, so the competition, both Kenny and Spenny, they're gonna do a concert, and it's up to judges to say who made the better concert, right? Spenny actually does some audition, practice. Now I have to be honest. Spenny choose the people that's in his band because of look at it, because of talent, so that's kind of fucked up, right? Kenny, however, Kenny episode like this is why I like Kenny. This is why I absolutely love the character, absolutely love the person, Kenny. And there's a lot of things I wanted. This episode is, again, when I watched it the first time I didn't like it, but when you watch it a couple of times, there's really a lot that go behind the scene, right? So this Kenny goes with Skid. He's like, yo, I got a choir. He makes a stupid. He said it's a stupid song, but I don't think he believes that's a stupid song. He really care about children. I'm gonna tell you why after. And there's a really touching moment. Kenny, most of the time, he's an asshole. He's a dick to Spenny. But there's a camera. There's a member of the crew, which is Brennan, which is the sound guy of Kenny, and he's really talented musically. So Kenny's like, "Yo, I trust you. We've been friends for a long time. I'm gonna let you do your thing. Do your best you can, right?" And yeah. I think it's phenomenal because it really shows the friendship. It really shows that Kenny really cares about his friend, and it's funny because a lot of people the first couple of times actually, when I saw this, I was like, oh fuck, he's using not using, but he has an advantage because he and his team he has Brennan, and all he has to do is rely on Brennan on Brendan to be like, hey, you're super talented, help me out, but again, I'm reviewing it, so it's very different. When you watch the show, you understand that you see the reaction of the body language of Brennan when Kenny's singing, he's laughing. Brennan is having a good time. When they're shaking hand because they both did at first they were shaking hand because I thought at first I was like, yo, Kenny's gonna win. Brennan, of course, he's Kenny's friend, so he wants Kenny to win. But then I realized that when I was watching today, I realized that handshake, it means more. It means we created something together. I respect you. I appreciate you. I appreciate the work you did today. We did something good, and I think this is super cool. Let's move on to the competition. Kenny is like, yo, Kenny. It's hard to say. I think it comes from a place of wanting to be sure that he wins, but I also believe that he is sort of like a fucked up way. He respect Spenny because he know that Spenny is a good competitor. So Kenny goes into the stuff of Spenny. He finds the notes and he's like, "Yo, I have the number of his crew." He goes into the production, and this is you see the deep fake, you see the AI. Well, Kenny and Spenny, they did it a fucking 20 years ago. Kenny he takes some moments of the show and he puts in, and at the end it says it takes some recording of Spenny talking, audio recording, and said the show is not happening. Don't show up, and he calls the member of his band. Then he comes. Kenny does really good with the kids in the choir. You can see that the kids they like Kenny. You can see. So it's not really an issue. What I find interesting is we're seeing a little bit of Kenny and the children. We're not seeing a lot, right? So there's a reason why the children they read like Kenny, and Kenny right now is a dad of 3 children, and you can tell that he has a good family. He has a nice family. My man became a family guy, and yeah, you can see the kids are laughing. They're always smiling. I think he's a good dad. I think he has the stuff to be a good dad. I know this has that doesn't have to do with the episode, but this has to do with Kenny. You can see that the way he talks about his father, he's always talks about him fondly. Because like Kenny's super close to his mom. The way he talks about his father, he talks about him really, really like, oh, I respected that guy, right? So I think that he had a good role model to be a father, and I think that's why a lot of people say, oh, he's using kid because he knows he's gonna win. But I think, yeah, using kid is a brilliant tactic. But it's also the fact that he had a bond with those kids. It's like, yo, I know, I'm gonna be able to get a really good results, and I know by working with kid, I'm gonna have a win. But you see Kenny, he's willing to cheat. He's willing to find a way around. If he didn't want it, if he wanted to use the children just to win, but he didn't like children, he would have not done it. So I think that was a good experience for him on stage. You can see him. He's like that. And this is something, again, I'm repeating myself 1,000 times, but reviewing the show and talking about it is very different because when I'm looking at it for enjoyment. I'm just trying to enjoy. I'm just trying to live my life. It's fine. When I'm trying to review it for you guys, I'm trying to be more analytic, right? And I'm seeing Kenny. He's like he shows he's saying with this word. He's really guiding the kids, and that takes work. I mean, is it as hard as writing? Okay, he did write a song. Sorry. Is it as hard as practicing in a band as playing an instrument? Probably not. But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter how hard you work. $1 is $1. Doesn't matter how hard you work. A window is a window. Everything doesn't matter how much work you put in. It's gonna end up giving you the same results. So might as well work hard. Work smart, not hard. And I have a lot of respect. I'm a guy that likes to work hard. You guys see the number of video I put out every day, right? But if I could find a way to work smarter, I would. I love filming. That's not a question. But at the end of the day, I want some results, right? And yeah, this was the show. This was the episode. We kind of went off track, but hey, I got ADHD. I blame my parents. I'm a child of divorce. I love you guys. Peace. Small little update on the episode. I forgot to tell you guys the humiliation. This is added to this is gonna be added to the video. You're never gonna know that I forgot, but I'm being honest. And yeah, so the Kenny won, and the punishment was Kenny had to dress as a child and sing Kenny's song. So yeah, that's pretty cool. And Kenny didn't like it at all. So yeah, it's a victory.